Hi everybody, it's Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and it's Friday. It's Friday. I'm always happy when it's Friday. We know this to be true. But I got my fluffy socks. I got my fluffy socks on, Fluffy Socks Friday, because it is super, super cold. I left this morning to take my kids to school, and we haven't changed the time, so I don't. Oh God, I try to get comfortable. Um, I left to take them to school this morning, and it's dark because we haven't changed the clocks yet. We changed them this weekend. So it's like we're going out in the middle of the night, we're sneaking out in the night. And it was 37 degrees. It was cold. So I started the car to heat it up a little bit before, we got into the car. And so it's sunny. It's really deceiving. But then the weekend's going to go back into the 50s, which it's all relative. 50s would be freezing in summer, but now we're into fall. We're like, well, hey, we'll take it. So it's crazy. So I am cold pretty much from here on in until spring. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about, well, okay, so I have finished all my reads, my books for last month, and I started my this month. This one I had it bled into this month, and I loved it. I have to say this because I know that I always tell you guys I love stuff, and I want to make sure that when I recommend something that you take it obviously with a grain of salt. Obviously everybody has different taste, but I really enjoyed this. I do know that maybe about 2/3 in, maybe halfish point, 2/3 in, he started to spew a little more facts than he was initially, because in the beginning it's just like you just like, it's like he basically picks you up at your house, and we're kind of going along, and we're riding along, going to these places, these historical places, and I love that. And in between all of that, or in the midst of that, he is sneaking in some history, which I totally appreciated. And I'm trying to think I was thinking of a fun way to put this in my review, in my journal, so I don't remember how many chapters there are exactly, but I was thinking of including little pictures, because I have a little printer, of each of the different locations that he mentioned in the book. And maybe either taking a quote, a statistic, or a comment and attaching it to it. Because I only have 2 pages that I use in here, usually per book, maximum. So I was thinking that might be interesting. It might be a neat way to look back at it, to be able to see physically the places that he's referenced in the book. So I like when I get ideas like that, because then it inspires me to get in here. I have been, in terms of an update of my book journal, I have been plugging away, but like I said to one of you viewers here, that as much as I plug away at this, I still am continuing to read. So it's like you get 1 step forward and 1 step back, and 1 step forward and 1 step back. So I want to get in there fast and do the October stuff, so that it's fresh in my mind and I can have more content to it, and then continue to go back again to do more of the other stuff. It's a rush because we're in November, and December is just gonna be a blur, so we'll see what happens with that. So this was a great one. I did tell you guys this one was good, and I found out, so I went to go look up the author, and there's already a book 2. It comes out, I think, I'm getting ready to say March or May of next year, which is like around the corner. It's really like around the corner. So I'm excited, because I like this character, and I want to follow her. Yeah, so I'm excited, and the cover is gorgeous too. My only gripe about this one, because I had to read it, right? But right along the, drop it. Right along the edge got really white. So a mess. Can you see it? Like, the front still looks great, but that really makes me mad. So it's like cheapy in terms of the quality of getting the ink to stay onto the page. But the next one has a fabulous cover too, so it's going to be nice to have the set. So I'm really looking forward to that. Definitely going to auto buy that one. What was my third one? Oh, it was the children's book, which is way over there and I'm not going to get it. The Parker Inheritance was really good. So now we're into our nonfiction November, and I have started this one, A Fool's Errand, and this one is taught. He is the founder, and one of the founders, and he is the director of the museum, and it is his whole experience of actually from concept to, you know, seeking out architects to, you know, breaking ground all the way through to curing all of these objects that you want to actually put inside of the museum, and what do you want to put in it, and what is the message. It's fascinating, very fascinating, because I just can't even, some things are just so big, you're just like, where do they begin, really, really? There was an enormous amount of pressure on him and many other people once money was allotted to make something happen. And so far I am about, and I've only had like 2 days with it, I'm already at page 74. This is good for me. So I'm right about here. And if I keep up with it, I can knock it out by next week for sure. Not Monday, but sometime next week. So it's Friday. I have found the audio version of this, and I have been allowing it to read it to me because I don't know about you, but listen, I'm getting older, and that little tiny writing is not my friend. This is the put you to sleep font. Okay, this is like, read me if you want to sleep, because that's all that's going to happen here. So I have been sitting up with it in the daylight hour in the morning, listening to the audio and like kind of reading along with it so I can flag it. It is not mine, it's the library. So I have to be careful because I have a tendency to want to write in it too. So I'm flagging it so I can pull some stuff out of this later. It's really good. The thing about it is the narrator, and I was going to remember his name to tell you, but the narrator for this is the same one that did, oh, Dee Dee, what's the name of the book that I love so much? Oh, God. It was like my favorite book last year we read with Dee Dee, and it was the something. Oh my God, my brain is not working. I loved it. I can't think of the name of it. As soon as I hit stop, the name is going to come right to me, and I'm not doing it again. Anyway, it's the same narrator, and I love his voice, and I feel like home with him. Like, I love it. And so I'm enjoying him reading this, because then it makes me want to go back and listen to that other book. But so it's really good. The narration is nice on this, so it makes it go by a lot faster. Now, I did say I wanted to read this, and it's funny, I presented these to my husband. I said, which one should I start first? And he was like, logical. He was like, well, read about the founding of it, and then read about the building of it, you know, the building, you know, the architect. So that's the way I'm doing it, but I may, as I get further into this, dip into this one, because I do want to get started on this one. I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see, you know, even like he's alluded to the politics that have played into the decisions of the design, and how he had to really kind of navigate that to kind of come up with this look. So there's that. There's this one. I'm thinking that I'm going to do this John Lewis book towards the end, because this is one that I can say, oh, I can do it really fast. I might even do this over Thanksgiving because we go, oh God, we go to my in-laws and we usually sleep over there. So this one would be great to read because it's like, you know, after I've stuffed myself and I'm tired that night, I can look at pictures. It's going to be a faster read. So this will probably be towards the end of the month. That's the plan. I have another one. I don't know if I mentioned this one to you guys, but I heard about it on another channel, and I want to say it was Book Break. I think that's the channel. A long time ago, I had heard her talk about this on one of her videos, and I was like, this is one I want to read. So this is a book called Butterfly, and it's written by Yusra Mardini, and it's From Refugee to Olympian, My Story of Rescue, Hope, and Triumph. true story about, and I did start it, so you can see I did start it. It's a library book about this young girl who was from Syria, and a group of them were trying to flee. I think, what year was it? Is it 2000 and I don't have the year on me, but they had tried to flee by boat. Their motor stops on the little boat, and she has been swimming since she was very young. Now, she's not old by any means. I think when this happened, I want to say she was in her teens. So she and her sister, I believe, get out of the boat and pull the boat to shore. And then I don't know what happens until I read the book, but I guess it talks about her. I think that they were going to Greece. And I'm really not doing a good job of narrating this right, or telling you this rather. But she goes there, and then for whatever happens, she ends up becoming an Olympian, training for the Olympics. And I think she does it under the United Nations refugee. I think that they had like a, oh God, I'm butchering this. I believe that it was like a group of refugees that made up and competed in, and I think it was the Brazil Olympics. And so I'm fascinated. I think it's going to be great. I know my friend that loves stuff about the ocean might want to read this. It's in the water. It's got aspects of culture. I'm hoping to get a little bit of history with regards to Syria. I've dipped into it a little bit in some other books, so it will be very interesting to explore a little bit about that conflict. But it's just a fascinating story, and so I'm going to read it. And she's very young, so it sounds like a captivating, I'd say easy read, because it's a little bit lighter. So this one I want to try to squeeze in there. I didn't have it in the list, but I got it, and it kind of invaded the list. Now, I remember I told you guys that I also wanted to continue with the the fall into reading. I'm like really butchering everything today. I need a nap. So here's the ones that I was thinking of for that, to continue on that path. I still got the Stacey Abrams. I got it when I pre-ordered it. I got it. I haven't done it. I believe that I have the audio version of this, so I could even read, listen, to get through it. So we shall see how much time I have. I would like to do that one. Then I think I needed either fantasy or science fiction in one of the bingo categories, and I have yet to read Nnedi Okorafor's books, any of them. I own several. I thought this might be an option, Lagoon, and I don't know. I had told you guys about it, before. So this is an option. If it happens, it happens. I mean, I definitely am going to get at least 3 nonfiction books. When I said to you last month, right, I said I'm only going to read 1. So see, that's why we don't listen to Belinda, because she doesn't tell you the truth. What ends up happening and what I say are usually far away from each other. So there's this one, and then the other one was this mystery. I wanted to read this. This is the Japanese mystery. It's first time translation of this author into English, so that's really important and cool. And it's supposed to be good. It's kind of like an Agatha Christie type thing. So that's also one that could happen. We'll see. I mean, Stacey Abrams' book is pretty chunky, right? It's a chunkster. So unless it goes really fast, we'll see how that goes. So we have that. And then I promised some of the viewers that I would show some more of my coloring books, Christmas coloring books. So if you don't want to, I won't be offended if you don't watch the rest of the video. But I would love you to stay to the end, because I think they say it's important to have people go to the end of the video, right? So hang in there if you can. I'm just going to show them briefly, but I want to show you how mad I am. I'm crazy. I do usually buy every year a Christmas theme book. So I've got for the past several years, I've picked up a couple books. So I will just show you some of the ones that I have in case any of you are interested in buying it. It's kind of nice to do it and starting it now. So don't start it just in December unless you're super, you have a lot of time to commit to it. Because I have to grab time here and there, and then sometimes I'll have large chunks of time, but because I have limited time, I tend to kind of dip in and out, and I like to have options because I get bored. So this one is by a very famous illustrator for coloring books, and it's Joanna Basford, and this is Joanna's Christmas, and that's the cover of it. And the cover, I've on one of mine before, I've actually colored. I started to color the cover, and I might do that on this one, even though I kind of like the black and white with the red and green. So let me show you a couple in here. I mean, they're bigger. The paper in this is a thicker one, so if you wanted to use watercolor pencils, light water, you could do that as well, which I've been known to do. This one's kind of neat. I'll show you some of the ones that I think are cute in it. Like, I like the idea of this, to be able to try to create the glass look and to, create this winter scene inside of the globe. And then what I would do with this also is I use acrylic paints. You could do an acrylic paint right here, black or blue, a deep blue, so that this really pops. You can even make it look like it's glowing. What I found is if you use acrylic paints, and I'm going into too much detail because this is not about crafts, but if you use acrylic paint, you can actually use pencils on top of it and make it look like it's glowing. Have I done anything in this? Yes, I started this one here a while back, probably last year. I did this one. This one kind of looks like fall to me. It's a wreath, but it's kind of fall colors. But it's a nice one. It's pretty nice. She's got a mixture of big and little, so there is a lot of little detail. You could use fine line markers. You don't have to always use pencils for things like that. This one is kind of neat because it makes me think of when I was a kid. It's the Color by Number series. This is the Creative Haven book. They have a lot of books, themed books, and so it's kind of nice. And what they do in the front is they show you all the pictures colored, right? So you can get an idea what they look like once you've colored them. And then they give you the colors on the side. And what I usually do is I take my pencils and I swatch pencils to match those colors. And then once I know what the corresponding pencil is, when I get inside here, say for example, this page, then I will just use those pencils to color it. Have I colored in this one? I don't think so. I think this was like when I got towards the end of Christmas and I never did it. So yeah, it's got really cute ones. So that one's really cute. Another Creative Haven, I'm dropping them on the floor. Another Creative Haven is Country Christmas. This one, look at, it's just so lovely. I had started a couple, let's see, I started this one, never finished. So maybe I'll finish these. These, what do you call a whip, is a work in progress. I need to get back to these. This one, they're cute. There's little scenes, and I like the size. The scale of this is nice. If you're not used to coloring in little areas, they're really pretty. So that's a good one. This one I love anything that has some kind of cultural reference. This one's Christmas and Travel Mosaic. So it's Christmas around the world. I look at the picture of the guy in the cover, and look at these pictures in the back. I don't even have to show you any more of that one. So that's called Christmas and Travel Mosaics. And that's a color by number as well. And they have what's like a black page on the other side, so you don't have to really worry. They are thinner, so I wouldn't really want to use watercolor on this. Definitely pencils. Yeah. This one I thought was cool. It's kind of like a Nordic feel. It's a Mystic Lands Christmas. So if you want some kind of variety, I have every variety you can imagine. They have very, very cute, let me show you one. Watch, I can't find the one that I want to show you they're used. Okay, here's one I did. So there's that. They're just really, neat pictures, It's very cute. So there's that one. Then moving on, I got three more to go. I know. Then this one is Mythographic. It's Color and Discover Frozen Fantasies by Fabiana Attanasio. I didn't see the colorists for each of those. I'm sorry. I get a lot of these mythographics. I'm just kind of a collector of them. I just think they're fabulous looking. I mean, they are challenging because they do have a lot of small stuff, but God, I try to find one really cool. I don't know if I did anything in this one. I don't think so. I'm thinking about it. Look at this one. This is pretty cool looking. Like that. And then, let's see. They're very complicated pictures with a lot going on. So if that bothers you, busy, don't do it then, you know. But once I start coloring them and I decide what colors I want, it makes it easier for me to move on to the other things. But it can be kind of overwhelming. So that's that one. Another Creative Haven. Like I said, Creative Haven does a lot of them, and they're very inexpensive. These are like $5 or $6 maybe. Sometimes you get them on sale even cheaper. This one I did do one, and this one's kind of cool. I don't know if you can see it. I used glitter for the snow. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. I don't know. But yeah, so this one's really cool. It's just all different winter scenes, you know, in the house and stuff. And so that's cool. I like it. And I keep card sometimes with my colors. So then if I want to try that again, like maybe I like the sky here and I wanted to do it in another one, I know what I did for the colors. So yeah, you know me and lists. And the last one is this Nice Little Town Christmas 2. These are interesting. They have like different ones. And this one is a Christmas one. I've got a couple of different themes, and I don't know if I did anything in this. I thought I did. Is this saying I did one? No, I mismarked one to do. But they have these, they're very cute characters. They're like mice almost, right? I guess they are mice. Mice. And it's like their house. So like this is inside of a tree, and they're seeing the various rooms. You know, I think the great thing about it for every one of you guys is if you listen to any audiobooks, or if you like to listen to music, or if you watch sports, sometimes I do it like when I'm watching sports and I just get stressed out, I will color and listen to it and not necessarily look at the screen as much. But I really love doing this with either music or an audiobook. So that's why I think it's fun. So anyways, those are some coloring books in case you guys want any ideas. These I got all on Amazon. Like I said, the Creative Haven are very inexpensive. This is very inexpensive. The Mythographic is a little bit more expensive, as is Joanna Basford's, that one as well. But this one's kind of great too if you, like I said, if you want to do other mixed media on it, because I do paint as well as pencils and stuff. So there's that. And I know I'm talking about coloring books, and we're supposed to be talking about books. They are technically books. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. What you're reading, tell me what you're reading, and let me know if you do get a coloring book, if you like it. And I'll talk to you guys next week. I'm trying to think of what else I had to tell you. I don't think I can remember anything else, so I guess I'm gonna say goodbye. Keep reading. I'm gonna keep reading too. Bye, guys.